My brain can't really comprehend the rate in which this year is flying by and these months are flying by, but it's almost August, which means it is time to prep for August and for our finances and all of that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am here to share our August budget. I cannot believe that, I'm pretty sure August makes like 7 years or 8 years or something that I have been sharing our budget on YouTube. I just remember it was August. I think the year was 2017. So like 8 years, I think. That's wild. Anyway, that's what we're here to talk about today. As always, we create our budgets or our monthly spending and saving plan in a 3-part process. Basically, we just list out all of the upcoming month's happenings, and then we also list out all of our financial tasks and to-dos for the upcoming month, and then finally we create our actual budget for the upcoming month. Doesn't really matter the order in which these are carried out, but that is the order that I typically do it. So let's go ahead and start with our August events. By the way, I'm using my iPad, and this is what I use for everything. I'm using the app Notion. I get a lot of questions about the app and a lot of questions about my actual planner within the app. The app is free, Notion is free, anybody can use it. The planner that I'm using is not. I cannot share it because I purchased it, and I still can't share it because when I purchased this years and years and years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, immediately after, the seller stopped offering this. I used to be a paper budgeter, and I still am to some extent, but life has been much easier just doing things digitally right now, and I prefer Notion over Excel and other apps and things. I do still use Fudget pretty regularly though, for paycheck to paycheck budgeting specifically. Okay, so for the happenings for August, right now I know that my husband is throwing his mom and aunt a birthday party, similarly to last year. Their birthdays are like 3 days apart, and so it's kind of been like a little tradition since then. I don't know when it will stop, but I'm always down for a celebration, and if they don't come to our house for a little get together, then we'll probably go to them for a get together. So to me, it kind of just makes sense. So anyway, I do know that that's happening. My mother-in-law does have a birthday in August. Hers is actually very beginning of August. Her sister's the last day of July. I may have a babysitting gig. By babysitting gig, I mean my friend is thinking about going to this event, and nobody except for a daycare provider has watched her child in some years. I used to go and sit with him and watch him at the house when he was really little, but it's been years since then. So anyway, I may be babysitting, so we'll see. I'll say that because she might not go to the event, so I may not have to, but I may be babysitting for free. I know gig could mean like a paid gig for a lot of people, but a free, I wouldn't charge anybody. I don't think I would charge anybody to babysit. Though, I did used to have a babysitting club, me and my friend, back in the day, and we did charge for that. But that's because we were like 14 and babysitting children for hours and hours and hours. So yeah, somebody was gonna have to come up off a little cash, a little compensation. Somehow I have another doctor appointment this month. I think this is my annual checkup, and then I should move back to annual visits since my pressures are normal and I'm not having to go every 6 months. Our book club is meeting in August, but not for just any meeting. We're actually having a little retreat here, like a staycation of sorts, and it's for our 1st anniversary. There is one early dismissal day in August. That's the only thing happening with my work schedule or school schedule. No holidays or anything, no off days, just an early dismissal. My dog has a birthday in August, and then I typically go on a couple friend dates per month, and I'm assuming those will take place in August. We actually typically have a family date as well, but this birthday party would obviously count as a family date. Okay, so those are the events that I know that are happening thus far. Let's talk about our financial tasks, to-dos, and goals. We would like to invest 15% of our paychecks. We both will get pay increases in August. Specifically, I just got an actual like significant raise on top of the little bump that I get every school year for longevity reasons. So in theory, we could probably bump up the percentage that we're investing, but I gotta wait to see what the check is like, what our checks will be like, because, you know, I want to see what those are like first, and then we'll take it from there. We would like to pay our monthly credit card bill. I have on here book a laser hair removal appointment and schedule the OBGYN, things that I would like to do at some point in life, but are not very permanent, or imminent rather, I should say. Though some people do think that the OBGYN is imminent, but it's actually not. Like, I do need to go, but it's fine. I promise you it's fine. Per my doctor anyway. I like to do random acts of kindness each month, so I would like to do some of those. I requested my W-2s, I think last month, and whenever I get them, should I get them, if the SSA can find them, I would like to submit them to the company that I need to submit them to. I'm going to buy my dog a birthday gift of some sort, as I do every year. I put on here prep for the joint birthday party. Again, my husband's planning this. I don't know what all will go into it. Maybe purchasing some balloons and some kind of food. Or I think he's providing like the meats, and then other people are bringing the sides or something. So just helping him to prep for that. Finalizing my birthday plans, which my birthday's in September. Finalizing my husband's birthday plans, which his birthday is also in September. His is first, actually. But I'm hitting a milestone birthday, so in my head, you know, it's a big deal. So we'll see. I have some ideas for what I might wish to do, but I'm also a simple girly when it comes to birthdays and just most things. I'm just pretty simple. I guess I'm not really hard to please, I guess. I don't know. So we'll see what I come up with. I put on here buy home goods because we have a few things that we need to buy around the house. So that's what I mean by home goods. As an example, we had to get our shower repaired this month, and because of which, like because of the leak and everything, it was causing like some discoloration with our roof. And so we needed to buy some paint because we don't have any anymore. Ours expired because I think paint can last like 5 years or so if it's like well kept, but I don't know that ours was really well kept. Plus we used it a whole lot. I was in and out of it because I'm always touching up the house, the paint, because we have flat paint, unfortunately. Never again. So anyway, we needed a new little quart of paint. That's an example of a home good. And we need other little bits and bobs like that just for regular housekeeping or upkeeping our house. I put on here to buy a new Apple Watch. As you know, mine broke last month. So I've gone about 5 weeks without an Apple Watch. It's not been that bad. It's a little weird because I used to wear an Apple Watch pretty much every day for at least the past 7 years or so. So it's a little weird. So I may replace it at some point, but I'm not that pressed. But we'll see. I put on here to pay the retreat remaining balance. I don't know. I know I have to pay something today when we go to book club. There's an amount that's due. And then there might be a little remaining balance. As for like, let's say we might split meals and stuff. It's a lot, but I might have a little balance that I need to pay in August, so we'll see. Pay my eye doctor copay if I have one. Pre-order NBA 2K26 for my husband. I think he kind of brought that up as a birthday thing, so maybe. But then he talked about not wanting it, so who knows. He also talked about potentially going to a Falcons game. Luckily, we live in Georgia. I would imagine he's a Falcons fan because he grew up in Georgia, but it's very convenient to, well, not really, because he's a Lakers fan. So it's not really a guarantee, but luckily we live in Georgia. So should we want to go to a Falcons game, it's not, you know, a big, huge task because, you know, we live in the same state where the Falcons play. So he brought that up, but then also kind of talked about not, so I don't know. He's not a complex guy when it comes to his birthdays. I don't think he actually really cares at all. I just care because he's asking me what I want and every year, and he's making this list and doing all these things. So I feel like I should do the same, but I don't have a lot to go off of because he doesn't really say much. But this year he did say a couple things. So we'll see. I have on here to pay my husband's fall tuition because he's still in grad school. I think I have a medical bill to pay that's outstanding. We'll see. And by medical bill, very rarely are these more than like $100, but it'll be like my portion of what I have to pay, which is beyond me. But I don't complain about it because, you know, whatever. This is what people are voting for year after year. So I don't complain about it, but having a medical bill to me is wild given the fact that I pay for medical insurance month after month and have been doing so for a long time, but neither here nor there. And then also we have a decent amount of money in our joint brokerage account, and that is money that we put a lot of money in that account one year, and the purpose of it was to serve as almost like some reserve funds. Sure, if we didn't touch it, that would be going towards our retirement, but we very well knew that should we ever need it to buy a car or something, like, we would have those funds. So given all of the recent expenses and such, we may be making a little transfer. We've transferred money out of there before, so it's no big deal. It normally gets to us in, you know, like 3 business days or so, like 3 to 5 usually. We may be making a transfer. I think those are all of the financial tasks, to-dos, and goals. Let's run through our monthly budget, which I should just say the 1 change or 2 changes that occur each month, and that would be easier because our budget doesn't really change a whole lot from month to month. First, we have our gym bill coming in at $62 for the both of us. My husband's on a weight loss journey and a health kick of sorts, so he has been going to the gym almost every day. So we are using these fully. I don't know that there's ever a month where one of us doesn't go at all, but all of that to say, we're gonna get use out of our membership, and we have a great gym membership. Probably, I would say, the best gym. We have a membership to the best gym. We get a discount for being educators. Car payment is due at $314.34, which this will end. Even if we don't pay off the car, which that was something we could have used the reserve funds in our joint brokerage account for as well. That's why I always have all these dreams and goals, because I know we can do more financially if we want, but it's really not that big of a deal. But if we did want to pay off our car right now, we could, or we can just wait and it'll be paid off next year. So we'll see. Whatever. Next up, we have our electricity bill that came in already, which is how I know to do this budget. Once that comes in around like the 20-something of the month, that's why I'm like, oh shoot, time to start getting ready for our new budget. But anyway, that's gonna be $415.94, which has to be a world record for electricity for us, because that's a lot. But what do you do? Cable bill is gonna be $45.99. Our lawn/pest control is going to be $85. Our mortgage is $1,685.18. Sirius XM for our car is $9.99. Water/sewer, I am guesstimating $65. This month it was $61.94. So probably closer to 60, but I'm gonna budget 65 just in case. That bill won't come in until we're well into August, so I just have to guess. Internet is going to be $85.30. Amazon Music $10.99. Pet plan, pet insurance $65.55. Security for our home $50. You know what? It's $52.14. This month in July, I learned that it was going to be $57.09, I think, and that's because we had to order a new garage sensor. The sensor was free, but they did charge us $4.99, I think, for shipping. So moving forward, it'll go back to its regular amount, $52.14. Life insurance $42.19 for the both of us. Netflix $9.99. I'm budgeting $1,500 for shopping, only because August seems pretty chill. $1,500 would cover food, which is a little expensive, especially given this health kick. I'm doing a no sweets challenge for a week. I'm on day 5. No, I just finished day 5 yesterday, so I'm on day 6. And instead of eating sweets and a sweet treat, well, instead of eating a processed, unhealthy, no nutritional value having sweet. I'm eating fruits and stuff, pineapples, watermelons, stuff like that. And obviously, as you can imagine, fruits are pretty expensive, much more expensive than like some Snickers minis or whatever. And then also all the other vegetables and protein, steak, chicken, and all of that is pretty expensive. Our grocery shop this week, or I think this weekend for this week, or maybe we went Monday. Anyway, it was $183 and we had very little in our cart. I mean, it wasn't full. It was probably halfway full, if that. I don't even think things were really like piled upon one another, so it wasn't that much stuff. But, you know, steak is pretty expensive, chicken breast. Stuff is expensive. All of that to say, the shopping would cover food, which is a lot, is what I was trying to get at. Gas for our cars. Gas isn't too bad right now, if you ask me. It's like $2.50-ish in our area. And anything else that isn't a bill would fall under the shopping category, minus like tuition and stuff like that. That would mean that we could save a roundabout figure of $2,500. Typically, I like for everything when we add it up to equal about $6,500, but if you add up all of this, it's actually closer to $7,000. It's $6,949.60. That's because when I'm doing $6,500, it is typically on the like frugal or safe side. So I'm bumping it to $7,000 due to various factors that I am accounting for, particularly because it very rarely is actually $6,500, often more, way more even. Plus, given the raises and all of that are forthcoming and what have you, I am budgeting closer to $7,000 for August. So we'll see what comes of that. So that's going to be our budget for the month of August. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing. And I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye, guys.